How to prepare and operate your Vulcan kettle. In this video, we will cover how to prepare your Vulcan kettle for initial use. We will demonstrate how to operate and care for the unit. Qualified personnel should perform the initial field startup and adjustments of the equipment as covered in the Product Operation and Installation Manual. All demonstrations in this video have been performed by trained professionals. In partnership with Hobart Service and authorized warranty service providers, Vulcan offers a new equipment checkout free of charge. The new equipment checkout ensures equipment has been properly installed and is operating correctly. To schedule, contact your sales representative. Before first use. Important: verify the gas or electrical being supplied to the unit matches the rating plate. The rating plate can be found on the back of the unit behind the control panel. Important: all units are pre-charged at the factory and tested before shipment. No water should be added to the jacket unless the no water light illuminates. If the no water light illuminates after initial installation, contact your local authorized service agent for more information. Wipe down the kettle with detergent and water to remove any dust and debris accumulated from shipping the unit. Dry the kettle with a lint-free cloth. On 40 to 150-gallon fully jacketed kettles, check the jacket water level by looking at the sight glass at the rear of the kettle with both the upper and lower valves open. If water is below the recommended level or if the water is murky, refer to the jacket water treatment section in your operation manual. For 2/3 jacketed kettles, make sure the unit is in a vacuum. Read the pressure gauge on the unit. If it is not within 28 to 34 psi, refer to your operation manual or contact your local authorized service agent for more information. Warning: only use distilled water when adding water to the jacket of the kettle. How to operate your kettle. Controls. Warning: the kettle and its parts are hot. Use care when operating, cleaning, and servicing the kettle. Thermostat. Thermostat controls the heat in the kettle. Dial settings are for low, simmer, and boil. Pressure gauge. The pressure gauge indicates the pressure in the jacket. 2/3 jacketed kettles are sealed in a vacuum. The normal operating range for a 2/3 jacketed kettle is between 28 to 34 psi. Fully jacketed kettles will cycle between 9 and 12 psi when the thermostat is turned to the highest setting. On-off switch. Located on the front of the unit. When pressed to the on position, it will initiate the electronic ignition to start the pilot and main burner. Pilot burner indicator light. The pilot burner indicator light, when lit, will indicate the electronic ignition system is attempting to light the pilot or the pilot has been lit. Main burner heat indicator light. When the main burner heat indicator light is on, the main burner is providing heat to the kettle. Ignition failure indicator light. On gas models, if the pilot fails to light and senses no flame, the ignition failure light will come on and go into ignition lockout. In the event of ignition failure, power down the unit and check the gas connection as needed. Warning: on gas units, always make sure to keep the area of the flue clear of any water or obstructions. If any water enters the flue area, it will render the unit unusable. Tilt lock mechanism. On electric countertop units, the tilt lock mechanism allows the kettle to tilt when needed. Pull out the mechanism to tilt your kettle. Keep the mechanism pushed in to prevent the kettle from tilting. Automatic lift. Always remove the manual crank before operating the automatic power lift. If the manual hand crank is not removed, it could result in injury. The kettle lift is controlled by a gray rocker switch located on the control panel. The switch must be held for continuous raising or lowering of the kettle. In case of a power failure, use the hand crank to lower and raise the kettle. Food draw-off valve. allows food and liquid to be drawn off from the kettle. If the kettle possesses a draw-off valve, consult your operation manual for operation and cleaning instructions. Shutdown. For shutdown, turn the thermostat dial to the lowest setting and turn the on-off switch to off. For an extended shutdown, turn the on-off switch to off and close the manual gas valve at the supply connection. When starting your kettle back up after an extended shutdown, check for any damage to the unit before restarting the kettle. Always make sure to check all gas and electrical connections before starting up your kettle. How to clean your kettle. Warning: disconnect the electrical power to the machine and follow Lockout, Tagout procedures before cleaning. Warning: it is important to never hose down the unit or spray water into the flue on gas units. This will lead to severe damage to your kettle. Follow these simple steps to properly clean and maintain your kettle. It is recommended that the kettle is cleaned at the end of every shift. Add water to the kettle for cleaning and to prevent residue from drying and sticking to the inside of the kettle. Loosen stuck-on food by allowing it to soak at a low temperature setting. Important: never use harsh or corrosive cleaning chemicals. Never scrape the inside of the kettle with abrasive cleaners, metal tools, or steel scouring pads, which will scratch the surface, spoil the appearance, and make it more difficult to thoroughly clean. Add mild detergent and scrub the kettle interior with a nylon brush. Thoroughly rinse the interior and dry with a soft cloth. Wipe the exterior with a damp cloth and dry with a soft cloth. Clean your kettle at the end of the day. Keeping the interior surface clean is one of the most important steps. If the interior surface is not properly taken care of, it can rust and create carbonized grease on the surface, which hinders the transfer of heat from the interior surface to the food and can result in giving foods a highly unsatisfactory and unappetizing taste. Some units are purchased with a draw-off valve. It's extremely important this valve is cleaned properly. Refer to your operations manual for instructions on how to properly care for this part of the kettle. Now you are ready to use your Vulcan kettle. For more information on operating and maintaining your equipment, refer to the operation manual on the Vulcan website.